Hey everyone. Alright, so I wanted to finally start on this. It's been over a month since I've been reading about it and stuff, but man, it's such brutal and soul-wrenching, tragic, horrible case. And it's big, it's huge. Not just in what happened to the first victim, but everything after. And I think it's a good case study, so to speak, for how the media is now, even how it's always been. So, we'll get to that later, though. That's, in my opinion, not the most important part. What bothers me, besides the initial obvious crime that happened, was the fact that this first victim, I can't find much about her. It all goes to the next person mainly that was affected by this. And it's really heartbreaking to me. I have so many questions. Alright, so victim's name is Mary Phagan. Mary Phagan. I might try to put it on there. Phagan. Alright, she was born in 1899 into a farming family. Her dad died shortly, either before she was born or after. I've found two different varying accounts, but either way, her dad died when she was a baby or right before, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, then, so she was born in Georgia, and I've found different, towns that they lived in or moved to, or accounts of them. Basically, I believe her mom's hometown was Marietta, or maybe that was where Mary herself was born. I fucking can't recall. And it wasn't, I think because of time period, historical records and accounts of things, especially of a child, very difficult to find, okay? So anyhow, so she's born in Georgia, dad died, mom moved a little bit. Her mom ended up opening a boarding house to, make ends meet and whatnot. Mary went to school until she was about 10 and then dropped out to help the family work, which was actually very common back then, as many people know. She first began in a textile mill, and from what I know, I mean, any kid working at that time was horrible, okay? But they treated them even worse. I mean, especially in those textile mills, from what I know, they could get their fucking hand cut off and no one would give a shit, really. There weren't any laws or anything to protect kids from this type of thing, okay? And it's just hard times. I'm not saying that justifies kids having to go and work, 12-hour days? She only made, 55 cents a week or something like that. I'd have to find it in my notes, but it was just a very, very small, sad number, which then, yeah, it would have been worth a little more than now, but it's still ridiculous. Anyhow, so she worked at this textile mill first, and then she went to work at the National Pencil Factory, who was, I believe the person who owned it, was Leo Frank, okay? And, anyhow, Leo had different child workers there, different, people of color that worked for him in different positions, which I only mention that because of the time this all happened. You gotta keep in mind, it was early 1900s, so racism, fucking hardcore racism was very prevalent. It was almost cultural, disgustingly enough, Anyhow, so she works there for a while, and then she gets laid off because this order of sheet metal didn't come in, right? Well, she goes in on, I believe it was a Saturday. Okay, so she gets up, gets dressed in like a blue, I think her mom said a blue dress, and like a petticoat and an umbrella, and went to catch the trolley, which I found some pictures of trolleys. I'll try to remember to insert it in here when I edit this, which I hate editing, but I'll do my best because I'm just so mad that there's such little information about this girl. Okay? Like, she deserves to have her memory honored in some small way, even if it is just some tiny ass fucking obscure, inconsequential fucking YouTuber like myself. Anyhow, so Mary was getting ready for the Confederate Day Memorial this day. It was like April 26th, right? She gets up, gets dressed, eats cabbage around 10:30, I believe, 10:45, and then leaves to go catch the trolley. She runs into a guy friend she had. They talked a little, I think rode a trolley together, and then went their separate ways. He knew where she was going. They were going to, like, meet up later at the parade that was going to be going on. But she was headed to the National Pencil Factory to pick up her last paycheck, So, later that night, guess who never returns home? That's correct. Little Mary Phagan, who was only like 13 years old, by the way. So she never comes home. Of course, I don't know if her mom had reported her missing yet or not. But, oh my god, there's so much more to this next part that I'll have to go into more in the next part of this. I want to keep them separately because especially how histories run this all together anyhow, which it does connect, okay? Like, the one, it's like a domino effect, it does cause the other or contribute to it, but the thing is, or it's the starting point at least, that starting domino or whatever you want to call it, that this first murder, it doesn't not fucking matter, it matters a hell of a lot. And it just, God, it just makes me so mad. It's not fucking fair, and I know life's not fair. But god damn, she didn't get a childhood, and then she gets... Anyway, okay, so, the night guard... Hold on, notes. Oh, Mary's mom's name was Frances, by the way. Oh, and then her mom went on to marry a man named John W. Coleman, which everyone called him JW, by the way. This is my first one of these. I'm really trying, okay? Alright. Oh, and then, okay, so all my questions about Mary is, like, did she play an instrument? Did she have any other hobbies? What was her favorite color? Did she, like, did she like writing? Was she athletic? Is she one of those people that had a bunch of friends? Like, what? Tell me about Mary. Like, I want to know about her as a person, and it's just not right. All I know, all history knows is that she's an unfortunate little girl who worked in a fucking pencil factory, made shit for fucking money, and then was murdered brutally. So, around, what fucking time was it? 2:30 or 3:30. Somebody goes down there. Hold on. You gotta understand the pencil factory had multiple floors. So, like, the basement had, like, some different machinery in it, as far as I understand, and there's only, like, one way in it, and it was, like, really weird, like, you had to crawl through some hole and have someone help you or some shit, like a little square. I don't quite understand it. I haven't been able to find a picture of the layout. I wish I really fucking could, because it sounds really bizarre and interesting to me. Anyhow, one of the other workers, either the janitor or the night watchman, ends up going down there in the middle of the night and finding little Mary Phagan's body, which, when someone has body, it means that they are no longer alive. Which, side note real quick, I find real interesting that, like, in crime and stuff, everyone always calls a dead body, either body, like the body, or it. And I don't know, to me it's almost like a subconscious like admission that we aren't just a body. This isn't it. Me inside, I'm a soul, like I bring this it body to life. It will die. I mean, I don't know what your beliefs are, but whatever. And uh so he finds her body and it's like behind some stuff and he calls can't remember if he calls the cops first or his boss. But cops come and they try calling him and they can't get a hold of him at first, or no one else could get a hold of him, and then they finally do, and he's like, "I just get coffee first," and then comes in or whatever. But see, she came in that day to get her paycheck. And when they asked him about like young female workers, he's like, "Oh, I don't know. I might have some. I'd have to look at the payroll." Like, I don't know how many employees did he have, really? And yeah, okay, so you find your body, and the cops are like, "How did you know it was Mary?" Because apparently she's all covered in soot and dirt and grime, And he's like, "Look," or because Mary is white, which is their point. You couldn't see her skin color, nothing. And he's like, "Look, I could see her blonde hair. I could see like one of her stockings was a little down or something. Like he could see part of her knee or something like that." And then his third reasoning, which I totally buy, I thought it was complete common sense. Like, it made sense to me. He's like, "Look, or because they're like, how'd you know she's dead?" That's what they asked. How do you know she was dead? He's like, "Look, if there's a white woman laying in the basement of a factory in the middle of the night, she's not there by choice and she's not alive." Especially, remember the times, okay? I think he had an excellent point. Okay, so in this case, I want to throw it out there too. I am still not sure who I think is guilty or innocent. It's a horrific case. So, Mary Phagan ended up, what had happened to her was she was raped and murdered. Horribly. I mean, just, oh God, so many injuries. It just, like, I know I won't be able to do this video all in one take because of how deep it is, how extreme, I mean, she's just a child. These cases always, they really get to me. Alright, so, as upsetting as it is, I literally can't make this any longer. I tried reaching out to Mary's, like, great niece on Facebook, because I'd seen an interview with her somewhere while I was doing my research for this. And I thought, heck, why not, if I could find her on Facebook and shoot her a message and try to ask if she has any more information that she'd be willing to share. And, obviously as respectful, and let her know, like, I'm not trying to cause any harm in any kind of way, like by bringing it up or something, and obviously, feel free to answer me or not, like, that's totally on you. I respect you, just trying to do, like, bring honor and bring, like, to get Mary's name and her life and her story out there again. I had never heard of this, and I'm not saying I'm any expert on true crime or cases or whatever, but I have a very deep passion, fascination, interest, whatever, with true crime cases, as, like, I think part of it's natural, but also I grew up watching these things. Shit, now as a kid, but still watching them with my mom. My mom and I have always had a really close, good relationship. So, and we're a lot alike. I mean, a lot alike. So, yeah, there you have it. Yeah. I wish I could tell you more about Mary. Did she sing? Did she dance? Was she in plays, Was she a little stinker? Was she playing pranks, I don't know. I did find she had one brother, apparently, a sailor dude. That's all I could find about him. It's just so horrible, man. I'll get to the next part as soon as I can. Mary, though your incarnation as Mary Phagan has long since gone and passed, my heart still goes out to you. As a soul, as a living being at any point in history. You know, just because it was over 100 years ago doesn't make it any less important or relevant. It doesn't. You know, history tends to repeat itself, and being in denial or ignorance of it, you should learn from it, you know? We should all learn from it. Oof, man, this case. Alright, take care, y'all. I'm sorry, I've just kind of been all over the place and just so much. Oof. This case just really fucking gets to me. A lot. So, I'll try to find somewhere insert pictures of Mary and all that too. If anything at the end, if I don't have a good spot while I'm talking in here, I don't know. Right. Take care, y'all. You know, be safe from the virus. No, but for real though, be fucking safe. Okay? Just chill in your own little world. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't know. I've been doing this for a while. So anyway, this is what the fucking video is about. I just want you all to take care of yourselves. Love you all. See you shortly, hopefully. Deuces!